another big one. Another big one, because a big topic was, of course, the vacuum that Peanut left behind. And when Tarzan signed, there wasn't, anyone to fill up the void. Like, if they couldn't get Kanavi, I don't think they would be in a situation where they had a good jungler. But now having Kanavi, Zeka, Zeus, and then Delight Gumayusi, that's a damn roster. I think people are going to go so far to say that this roster is better than the previous one. I think that's a little bit results oriented. Because I still think if it wasn't for Fearless being like included the whole year, I do think that the HLE roster was one of the best rosters you could have possibly built, by the way. Like, you had carries in Viper, Zeus, and Zeka that have shown insane high highs. And then, of course, you had Peanut and Delight, who would just be like engines for the game. Like, that was insane, Really, really, really insane. I don't think that Kanavi is an international choker. I just think that the way top esports have played with Kanavi the last couple of years is a way that doesn't work against players that are as good as you in lane phase. Top esports play in a way that is so early game oriented and really like up in your face and to squeeze advantages and to get ahead. But it's something that didn't occur and can't occur against the top Korean teams. And then you're not going to have better macro. You're not going to have better dragon setup, because this was never top esports' strength. Their strength was getting ahead and playing early games that was so much better than everybody else's that they would get so big leads that they got away with their bullshit. And then if you played against Genji or anyone else like T1, then you're in a situation where you're not going to get free advantages through lane. And then you'll get tested, honestly, on a lot of different topics. And top esports were very dishonest there. Someone said Kanavi is just a better Peanut. Sorry, Clown, but that's very wrong. Like, Kanavi is one of the best, like mechanically, he's one of the best players. I think like the first 10 minutes of the game, Kanavi is probably the best jungler in the world at the first 10 minutes. That's like his biggest strength. The first 10 minutes, Kanavi is vicious. Absolutely vicious the first 10 minutes. Obviously, there's more to the game than the first 10 minutes, I knew somebody like would misunderstand that sentence. So keep in mind, I said the first 10 minutes, and there's a lot of other minutes in the game that are important. Because someone in the chat named Fresh said, but Owner is the best jungler in the world. It's like, yeah, I didn't say that Kanavi is the best jungler in the world. I said that in terms of like early game, I understand. I just love saying Owner is the best. All right. Fair play. Fair play. Fair play. Fair play. That's okay. That's okay. No, they actually, at least the roster is really, really shaping up to be really cool, the HLE one. My thought, if HLE can sign Home as well, Homie, I don't know how to say his name, I'm sorry. Homer Simpson. I think that they are really, really set. Because obviously they got rid of their coaching staff. But sorry, I wasn't trying to rage, but that's okay, Fresh. That's okay. Don't worry about it. And I think that's a massive signing. Really, really massive signing. I think strategically, he's very sound and has also a very interesting track record, Tabe is not going here. Tabe is rumored to go JDG. I think this HLE roster looks very cool. I'm just, honestly, it will be hard to look away from the interesting topic that is, of course, Gumayusi on a different team. Like, we're going to see Keria with a different AD and Gumayusi in a different team. Like, that would be a very interesting dynamic. Let's see What skill sets these players are going to retain? Are they going to be better? Are they going to be worse? It's like we could always speculate on what they do and what they give each other. Um, but the dynamic of that is super, super interesting. Holy, LCKs is going to be magnifique, absolutely beautiful. Do you think Kere's opinion was important to signing Pays because they're good friends? Yeah, for sure. I know that people hate hearing this because obviously uh, people want to blame Coma, but guys, there is no way in hell a benching occurs on this roster and Faker and Kerry has nothing to say about it. No way. There's just simply no way. And before you tell me, yo, Korean teams function differently, T1 is an outlier. T1 is an outlier, especially with what they were through in 2018, 19, 20, 21. T1 changed their structure in many, many ways to, of course, give more agency to the players, you know? You think Guma had issues with people leading him to leaving? Yeah, I think it like goes both ways. I don't like doing the whole thing where people speculate on why someone left or didn't leave, like in the sense of putting blame. All I can say is like they stayed together for so long. We don't see that ever in esports because at some point, dynamics carry too much baggage, you know, and that makes these type of decisions very difficult to do. There's a risk in staying together. There's a risk in, of course, going apart. The fact that T1 stuck together for as long as they did is a miracle in itself. And I don't think it's fair to point fingers on anyone within T1 or to point fingers within, of course, on Gumayusi either. I don't think it makes any sense. What you can say, though, of course, I do think there are certain things that can be handled better. Um, I don't think those were like the key reasons, but I do think it matters. I think like the T1 gallery harassment thing, that shit was fucking terrible. Like I didn't understand really how you can't pursue like legal action or do something to prevent this, because like harassing people in Korea is something that is can be an issue of the court if you push for it. And I think also the messaging in terms of what the messaging T1 did, especially with the Zeus departure and then the whole drama, their messaging and their PR was very bad. I think that also messed things up, I think, because just imagine if the messaging was as simple as, let's say from a business sense, T1 are like, yo, we really need to put in Gumayusi. It's hurting our numbers. We need to make this certain, we need to make this, we need to make this as a business decision. Even though competitively you want to work with Smash right now, we need to step in and do this. I can understand that rationale and why you're in that position, right? But publicly, you don't say that. Oh, I stepped over the coaches and reinstated Gumayusi. Because it's so easy to sell that story to make everyone look good. It could be as simple as Gumayusi has now worked hard and internally has proved himself, and he's ready now, and he's coming back stronger than ever. And then it's like, oh, that's like, it supports that the coaches made the right decision, and it also frames Gumayushi's efforts to get back into form and to work on his weaknesses. That right really, really sells a very good story outwards. But instead, it created a scenario where the coaches look bad, and then it also creates a scenario where Gumayusi looks bad. Then he needs to be reinstated about like from someone outside of the competitive circle, you know. So that was pretty damn bad. Winning Worlds really overshadowed all the controversies of T1 this year. Yeah, it did. Like I was saying back then, the only way for this to like everyone to forget is if they win worlds. And I thought that Gumayusi getting MVP and them winning worlds, I thought that that would be like, oh, that seals the deal. But yeah, I did a video on this already covering the details of this on the main channel, and I think that we can leave it at that. We can leave it at that.